And mine is just to thank the leadership of PPG, FCDC, and the other 5 counties who have organized this wonderful summit. I attended the 3rd summit, and I can confirm that this was actually better organized in terms of logistic and attendance. I would also like to thank the great people of Wajir, led by my brother, our honorable chairman, for the warm welcome, including the county government staff of Wajir and the whole leadership of Wajir County. I also want to join them in welcoming all the guests, because I neighbor Wajir to this great region of northeastern region, formerly called NEP. Mine is just to thank the people of Wajir again, their warm welcome, and the services they have offered us just right from their strip. Finally, I think we're going to discuss matters on this summit in the next 2-3 days. This is just to do a welcome remarks, and I want to urge the leaders from other part of the country to travel the northern region. I know many of you are the first timers in Wajir County, and we tend to travel all over the world visiting cities, but we fail to visit and appreciate the beautiful country and counties we have in this country. Na mara mingi kuna wakati nilienda ofisi ya rais just before devolution, and I met a very senior leader, actually the deputy PS in the office of the president. And when I told him I come from Mandera, he asked me, kwani ni mbali? Niliambia ni mbali, akaniambia ni mbali kushinda Isiolo. Imagine those are people who make policies, who make decisions for this country. Na nawahimiza kama Wakenya, tafadhalini tutembee nchi yetu. Asanteni sana.
I come from Lamu, and I'm very happy that I'm accompanied by 3 members of my county assembly. We are the only ones representing Lamu. If they could kindly stand, because we come from very far. Secondly, there are a lot of issues, and I'm very happy with the previous speakers, and I'm not going to repeat what has been said, but our pastoralists are facing a lot of challenges, and change has to come, and that change has to come now. They can't wait anymore for us to get our act together. It is up to us as leaders, and those who are here, we can make that difference. But apart from that, I want to congratulate my brother, the governor of Wajir, and my chair of COG for the transformative changes that I've seen in Wajir town. I was here 14 years ago, and Wajir was a backyard. Now, it is a town one can be proud of. So my able brother, congratulations. I'm already hungry, so I'll stop there. We have a lot of time to talk tomorrow and day after, and we shall all make our presentation. Thank you very much, and God bless.
A great honor indeed for me to be part of this very, very important forum, in which probably almost all the leaders of this region and even beyond, including our Right Honorable Speaker, my friend Speaker Wetangula is also our chair, or our guest of honor. it's indeed a great honor to be seeing that we are all gathering to discuss very, very important issues.
There are critical issues many speakers have touched on. Speaker after speaker, people have referred to the fact that we've been complaining for far too long. And that complaint must stop now. Ladies and gentlemen, if it is legislators, we have been told the number that we have in Parliament. 106, if I'm not wrong. That is a huge number if we can only speak in one language. So we have to be alive to that. 15 governors, 15 senators, 15 women reps, all combined with that huge number of the parliamentary group that we have, we can do a lot. And the environment is very conducive, ladies and gentlemen. We've had leaders or heads of state of this country who have been very allergic to anything going to pastoral communities. And I can attest to that. I'm happy we have senior members of this region, Honorable Kaparo, Honorable Maalim. We were together in the 10th Parliament. And by the way, let me say that their body look, even those days, were still the same as the way they look today. And we thank God for that. Looks like they're still very fit. And Mr. Speaker, you can confirm that because we were together, even with you. Yeah, so we have a lot of brains. And that time in the 10th Parliament, this issue people are talking about, equalization fund, when during 2010 constitutional review, when some people wanted to ensure that all resources were pegged on population, those of us from this region insisted, although we were fewer, we shouted and said 1 kilometer, 1 vote, 1 shilling. And that gave rise to the clause of equalization fund. The tragedy is, until very recently, that was not made operational. So we must, and because we have the number, and we have people in various institutions in charge of this country that will make very impactful policies, this is the time we advocate for that. Those funds still retained in Treasury must be released. The environment is conducive because we have a head of state also who is objective, who is not allergic to resources going to disadvantaged communities like ourselves. And we have a CRA, which is very objective, I believe. I listened to some of their presentations one time. And if that is the route they take, they will be able to correct the injustices that we have been able to see. Because the former CRA were coerced to peg everything, the formula we had, on population. They said if it is on road, they were saying to maintain the tarmac road, which is already there. They were not talking about the regions that lacked that tarmac road. If it is hospitals, health centers, they were talking of people who are being treated in those health centers. They never considered the people in the first place who didn't have ability to put up even those health centers. You know? So we must change that narrative. We must be fair to everybody, to every region, to every Kenyan. We don't advocate for injustice against the people who are highly populated, but we advocate for our right for every Kenyan to be fairly treated. That we are able to achieve only if we are united. We are 75% of this country, and the country is about landmass. If you don't have Wajir here, if you don't have Garissa Mandera, if you don't have Marsabit, if you don't have West Pokot, then Kenya will be a small Mount Kenya plus Rift Valley plus Western and Nyanza. Small, tiny thing. So we form the highest part of the country, Kenya, 75% of it. Why is it difficult to have a mega dam in one of these counties in the far-flung areas, in the pastoral communities. We hear 63 billion of a dam going I don't know where, 20 billion going where, 17 billion going where. Even 3 billion, you cannot afford to give to places where this water is most needed. What are we talking about? But I think we are now lucky lot because the president has already mentioned about some of those dams that they will come to our regions. The legislators we have, the leaders we have, together we must push so that those dams will be brought to our areas so that we will be treated equally like all other areas of our country. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to say much more than that. I am very grateful that we have the number, the minds who are able to ensure that these changes we are looking for will be able to take place. So let us, the next 3 days, let us think of policy changes that we can bring to this country so that pastoral communities will be able to take their place as required. Because we've really lagged behind, and part of the problem is ourselves. Instead of together, talking together and pushing our agenda, we talk against each other. We are very busy discussing each other. It's not necessary. It doesn't help us. Please, let us see value in being together. Let us see value in our numbers, and let us push policies that are going to take us forward. We are talking about not connected to national grid. It is not only Garissa, it's not only Wajir, Mandera, Marsabit, everywhere. Marsabit, we are producing 360 megawatts to national grid. It is shameful. Marsabit still on generators. But with all these numbers of hours and policy makers, we must change that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.